What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. She say that I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D, don't believe in T-H-O-T. She keep playing me dumb, I'ma play it all for fun. Y'all don't really know my mental, let me give it a picture like Spencer. Falling out in a drought, no flow rain was I'm pouring down. See that pain was all around, see my mode was kinda lounge. Didn't know which way to turn, flow was cool but I still felt burned. Energy up, looking for my surge, I'ma kill everything like this purge.
Today, gonna do something a little different. Good friend of mine, Macmac007. You can find him on Twitter at 007Macmac007. Kind of want to highlight some things that he's done over the past few years. He's been in the crypto space for some time now. And to what I consider, this would be, from my understanding, this would be his second bull run. So, I consider him kind of like a crypto OG, So, kind of want to dive into a little bit, kind of give you a little bit of scratch the surface a little bit, nothing crazy, but on some of his calls, some of his accomplishments, things like that. But yeah, this is where you go ahead and follow him on Twitter. Puts out a lot of information. Pretty cool. Great guy. He actually has Telegram too, Blockchain Universe. You'll find me in there as well with amongst many other people you may see around the crypto community. Pretty cool. We got the thing about Mac is he has very, very special connections, and anybody that's known him for some time, watched his videos, followed him or anything like that knows that. And some of his biggest calls that came in fruition just over this past year, which he even said it, if you follow and watch his videos, he even called it. He was talking about this stuff in 2018, 2019, 2020, how there's going to be a great shift coming, and the harvest year was going to be 2021. Man knows his cycles, that's all there really is to say. I mean, there's nothing, the guy knows what he's doing. Been here for a long time, has a lot of special connections. Called VeChain at 0.002, called Matic at 0.002, called RSR at 0.002, and you see where Matic's at today, but I already know that thing's not even close to being done. VeChain, same thing, not even close to being done. And RSR, it hasn't got the pump that Matic and VeChain has yet, so it's very, very far from being done. There's a lot of stuff on the table here, and like Luke So, that was another one that he called, another one of my personal favorites too. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that he called, I mean, they're my favorites too. I've been on VeChain for a really long time as well. But Matic is huge, man. He developed a very special relationship with Sandresh and Sandeep. I believe Sandresh now is with Uniland. Yeah, very special connections in the space. And then, he took the two, Safe Haven and Matic, and introduced them together, and now they're partners. My favorite things, honestly, about Mac, stays very humble. Now, there's a big difference between being confident and being humble. Being confident and being arrogant. There's a lot of people in this space, they get a few bucks in their pocket, and they just think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. It's crazy. It really is, because just as fast as you made it, you can lose it, my friend. If you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing, So I encourage everybody, as you see your accounts going up and things like that, don't get cocky, don't get arrogant. Always have your confidence, but the most important thing is be humble. Think about the new people coming in. Geez, I would hate to be a new guy coming into crypto right now. There's so many things that could lead you astray, and so many different things that could literally just completely wreck your portfolio if you're not careful. But yeah, no, that's what I like. That's what I like about Mac. He very humble guy, confident and humble, and definitely has a lot of special connections. So we're gonna hop right into this video. And you'll kind of get a feel for him, through the video and things like that. And then after this, we're gonna bring him on for an interview, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll catch you in part 2. You guys know, one last thing before we get into this video. Wanted to let you guys know this is actually a 2-part series. I'm actually going to be bringing him on the channel, and we're going to interview him. He has a lot of information he'd like to share. Obviously, can't share everything, but he'll get there. You just got to connect the dots. Got to connect the dots, do your research, and you'll know exactly what he's putting down. So, alright guys, let's get it.
2, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Very powerful verse. This changed my life in so many different ways, but it's 2 parts. Most people just focus on the first part. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich. I believe that and I receive that. But equally as important, and what separates it from the law of attraction and all these
things are about to change. Open up the gates. Systems get replaced. Bitcoin.
The shift is happening. The shift is coming. And there's nothing to stop it. It is your responsibility. It is on you to have the knowledge and to research and to be prepared for what is now taking place and will continue to take place and manifest in 2020 and 2021. Wealth transfer, a great wealth transfer is going to take place. Now, will this be an easy financial landing for everyone involved? No. Why? Because the majority of the population, the majority, are not prepared for what is going to happen. The majority don't understand the cycles of, and I try to use this analogy, example of sowing, planting, and reaping a harvest. They don't think in this manner. They're just like, oh, more connecting the dots. We're seeing big names, highly praising VeChain and the VeChain Thor platform from top executives of top global enterprises. We're talking about Walmart. We're talking about Coca-Cola. We're talking about pharmaceuticals. VeChain, again, is the top when it comes to enterprise adoption. You need to really understand that very, very clearly. When Big Pharma is using and praising the VeChain Thor platform, you need to really pay attention to that. When gonna make a quick little video right here, and not really get into some of the key components of these gems, but I call these the secret gems that I believe that should be on a lot of people's radar. All right, so we're not going to get into the specifics. I'm just going to shed some light, and then you can go and do your research. Yes, I will be talking about these coins, and yes, there's some things that I know with certain coins that I have mentioned here. Sometimes you got to be a little cryptic when you know a little bit too much information. You understand? So with that being said, you got to go and do the research on it. So you might be I'll be giving you some more information about that. I do communicate, and I'll leave it there. Reserve protocol. Been talking about reserve protocol when it was at 0.002. Do I think this is the highs? Absolutely not. I believe that Reserve Protocol is a legendary beast of a crypto. And for those of you who have been getting around 0.002, you know what I mean. And you've seen certain videos that I have done when it comes to Reserve Protocol, when it, the ties to Coinbase and PayPal and the market makers for Ripple. I mean, there's so much. So I spoke about Reserve, and of course I spoke about VeChain in my last video. Those three, to me, are legendary cryptos. Okay, so for me, not financial advice, those are ones that, in my opinion, is a must-have. Okay, especially heading into 2021. I've already mentioned about 2021, what I see for the first 3 quarters. I believe 2021 is going to be a special cryptocurrency bull market type of run, especially for the monsters that I just mentioned. All right, VeChain, Reserve, and Luxo. Now, as I mentioned on a podcast yesterday that I do have with Viking, whose real name is Dustin, some of you do know, that 2021 is going to be very, very special. And for those of you who have been listening and watching my videos and are part of my private Telegram, you know that I've been talking about 2021. And especially certain cryptos. But in that podcast, I started talking about certain coins, certain things that are going to be happening. So I'm going to mention the 4 right now. Okay, now, with that being said, again, I am not telling you to go blindly go and buy these coins. That's not what I'm telling you. And I do have different tiers even for these coins, which ones I do expect more. And I'll probably do a video on that. So this is more like an introduction, just in case you haven't heard of these coins before. You should go and do your research so that when I do start talking more about these coins, and again, time is ticking. So we're getting closer to 2021. And for these great gains that I expect to happen, especially after May, we start kicking into high boost, and by the time we get to September 2021, great special life-changing returns for me, because I can only speak for myself. I cannot give anybody financial advice, but that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to take place. So let's get into these 4 I don't know why I'm saying 5 4 cryptocurrency gems. The first one, and we're just going to put it out, is Matic Network. Yes, you've heard me talk about Matic. I don't believe people really understand what's really taking place with Matic. I'll talk a little bit more about Matic right now. Just understand that Matic is basically spreading out in many different sectors and connecting with different cryptos. Just like I mentioned on that podcast, you're going to hear about 2 cryptos that are connected to Matic. Basically, Matic Network is almost building a monopoly in the cryptocurrency market. That's for investors who are invested into Matic, and you can almost say the Matic ecosystem. It's very bullish. Okay, heading into a bull run, looking at the the prices right now for Matic, and what's the staking and all these different types of farming and passive income that's available, and that will be that will be a continuous
thing when it comes to Matic Network, and you see a lot of bullish things. Just look at the Coinbase thing. I don't want to go too much into that, but you can see a lot of dots connecting there. So Matic Network is definitely a gem. Okay. Safe Haven. Okay, ticker symbol SHA. I've been telling you guys, a lot of people are going to be surprised about Safe Haven. A lot of people are going to be surprised about what Safe Haven is doing, what they're accomplishing, and the news that's coming out. Have I not been saying this? Have I not been declaring this? Have I not been sharing this for months now? Okay, so if you've been listening to me, if you've been hearing me or following me on Twitter or whatever, you know that I've been very big on Safe Haven, and there is a lot more news to come out. Okay, so again, that's number 2. Number 3, Unilend. A lot of people are very bullish on Uniswap. There's a lot of different competitors out there, but Unilend is one of those that has not got that attention yet, right? The spotlight is not on them. So as an investor, I like that, right? I can see where Unilend can be. Some smart people have told me that they see Unilend outperforming Uniswap. Okay, so Unilend, listen, this is not advice to just go blindly to go buy, but just to go do your research and at least have the chance where you say, well, I like it, I don't like it, but it is a small cap and there is reasons to be excited. Okay, and EasyFi is the next one. So before I go to EasyFi, Unilend is ticker symbol UFT. EasyFi also coming through the Matic Network ecosystem. And these two, EasyFi and Unilend, I found out through the Matic ecosystem, especially through Sandeep and others involved. And I've been connecting and communicating more and more, especially when it comes to Unilend and EasyFi and getting more information. Okay, so this was basically an introduction, but make sure you go do your research. Get on all these telegrams, do what you can, figure out which one fits your criteria. Maybe they all do, or whatever it is, but do your research, especially on the last two, Unilend and EasyFi, because there's not that much attention on them right now. Safe Haven, keep your eyes open, because and Matic Network, there's a lot of information out there. So again, these to me are gems. Again, this is an introduction, and hope this was a blessing. So stay blessed, be blessed, and you already know. Let's go.
All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
So PayPal wants to get involved. Now, what does that mean for Bitcoin? What does that mean for Ethereum? What does that mean for those top-notch cryptos? That's pretty big news. That's really, really big news. Now, I want you to dig deeper, though. I want you to see things the way I see it. Yes, it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin. Yes, it's going to be bullish for Ethereum. But if you know anything about Reserve Protocol, you know there is some heavy backing from PayPal representatives, such as the name Peter Thiel, who is the co-founder of PayPal, such as Jack Selby, who was a member of the founding team at PayPal and is also responsible for their operations international. All right? Now listen, Jack Selby, is also the managing director at Thiel Capital. Yes, the co-founder of PayPal, Peter Thiel. Let's not stop here though. We also have Eric M. Jackson, okay, who was the vice president of marketing at PayPal and is the author of The PayPal Wars. All right, so listen, first of all, I'm not even mentioning the plethora of other investors, just like, names like Coinbase that are behind Reserve Protocol. All right. And there's two coins. The stable coin is RSV. And then the ones that I'm invested in, like RSR, which is more the one that fluctuates and more volatile. And the one that's going to bring me back special returns on investment. And that's why I'm accumulating as much RSR as I can right now. Because to me, not financial advice, it is most definitely, and it was and still is, planting season for RSR, which will go live 2021. Okay, so I predict, just what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at, that we will be able to buy RSR on PayPal next year. I also believe RSR will be on Coinbase next year and major exchanges next year. Okay, maybe even later on this year. But Reserve Protocol going live next year makes more sense for it to be on Coinbase next year, PayPal. So if you haven't heard the news is out that PayPal wants to be a platform where you can buy and sell cryptos. Of course, you're going to have the names like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes, and it's bullish. Again, I said this. Yes, but connect the dots. See things clearly. See these things very, very clearly. I just named you some names that are behind Reserve Protocol. Look at one of the videos I put out on Reserve Protocol, and you see Mr. Jack Selby talking about how Reserve Protocol reminds him of what they were trying to do at PayPal. You go look at that video. I'll try to leave the link down there. I actually put it like twice so that you can see it. So that you can see what I see. So you can see what I see coming. And now the news comes out about PayPal. I mean, just clear your mind and connect the dots. I'm telling everybody about Reserve Protocol. Listen, no one's paying me to talk about them. Do I hold Reserve Protocol? Do I hold RSR? You better believe it. Am I going to get more? You better believe it. This is planting season. Planting season for RSR. Oh, but you talk about VeChain. Oh, you talk about Matic. Yeah, I'm bullish on them as well. I'm bullish on Ethereum. I'm bullish on Tezos. Yes, that's why I talk about them, and that's why I go after them and I acquire those tokens. Right? I mean, common sense, no? So this news, yes, it's bullish for Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptos. But my goodness, if you have not heard about Reserve Protocol and you are not doing research on Reserve Protocol and you're hearing this message and you say, oh, I'm not going to pay attention to this. Man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I'm telling my family. So, I can tell my family, hey, listen, this is the one to get right now. This is the one to get. You got your VeChain ready? Good. You got your Ethereum ready? Good. You got your Matic, right? Good. Getting some Tezos? You're not really interested in Tezos? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Reserve Protocol, and for those of you who are, you're familiar with the NBA, what I call Reserve Protocol is the LeBron James still in high school going into the NBA. Okay? Again, I'll say that. If you guys don't know who LeBron James is, I don't know, certain people might not know. But Reserve Protocol is the LeBron James still in high school right now going to the NBA. That's what Reserve Protocol is in the comparison of how epic and special I see when it comes to special returns on investment when it comes to RSR. Do your research. I never tell anybody to buy. I'm just putting that light out there. Do your research. You love yourself? Do your research on Reserve Protocol. I'll probably put another video on talking about the tokenomics and what's going on later today. If not today, tomorrow on Reserve Protocol. So I wanted to make Wednesday Reserve Protocol Information Day for my community. All right, guys. Till next time, you already know. Stay blessed, be blessed. And let's go! So, if you're very bullish on Safe Haven and you are holding the token of Safe Haven, ticker symbol SHA, I would like to share some cryptic information with you. And yes, I have to be cryptic, but all in all, it's very, very bullish. At least in my opinion it is. How do I know about these bullish details? Because I was a part of it. But if you don't know, and just like how Longino said it in a previous interview with XRP Viking Dustin about disclosing how Safe Haven was DeFi before DeFi was hot. Again, continuing being cryptic, there's a crypto that is going to be bringing on a whole DeFi ecosystem onto their platform. And I guess you can do your best to connect the dots when these things happen. Again, not going to name the name and not going to go as far as to say. The first phase was 0.289, where it was, to where it is now, right? We're hovering close to 2 cents right now. We're still under 2 cents. But that was the first movement. That was the first phase, okay, of the upward trajectory when it comes to the VeChain price. So I'm expecting 3 to 4 more phases, okay? Now, will it be as big as the first one? I don't know. What I will tell you is the last one will be big, okay? So with that being said, and what am I saying the last one? I'm talking about the last one in this bull market cycle, because we have cycles, we have different phases, we have corrections, then we have bear markets. And if we've been looking at the cryptocurrency market and how it's been operating, there's bull markets, then there's crashes. So for this crypto bull run, and now targeting VeChain in this bull market, I'm expecting 3 to 4 more. And I believe the last one should be, if not as great as the first one, it should mirror what the first one did. Now, these next 2 to 3 to 4 should be very, very solid upward trajectory price move.
Luxo. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard me talk about VeChain at 0.002 and saying this is a no-brainer, can't give you financial advice. You've heard me talk about Reserve Protocol, this is a no-brainer, can't give you financial advice. But seeing Luxo, ticker symbol LYXE, seeing it under $1 has been, for me, the equivalent of seeing VeChain at 0.002 and seeing Reserve Protocol at 0.002. It's the same thing to me, seeing Luxo under $1. What have I been doing since I've been sharing Luxo and talking about Luxo? I've been accumulating LYXE, Luxo. That's what I've been doing. See, here's the thing. I like no-brainers. I love it. My mind, my investment, when I invest, I'm addicted to it, right? And I understand that common sense, and I've said this before, is not really that common. And sometimes I wonder how others don't see some of the things that to me make the most sense. Again, seeing VeChain at 0.002 is a no-brainer. It's not something like, well, this thing is done, I shouldn't get more, I shouldn't accumulate, I shouldn't buy. I mean, I was screaming, because I can't give anybody financial advice, but I was doing it in the most cryptic way, getting as close to the line that I can, where, hey, listen, I can't tell you to buy, but I'm going to share with you what I'm doing. Reserve Protocol, I can't tell you to buy Reserve Protocol at 0.002, but let me share with you what I'm doing, right? And now you see a lot of the mainstream YouTubers talking about reserve protocol and things like this. And, I see it, right? I see it. What people, but see, here's the thing. Do you want to be in at the same time as when it gets to these mainstream YouTubers? Right? I was talking about reserve protocol being the LeBron James still in high school. That's how I explained it, so that people could understand what I'm talking about here. Now, talking about Luxo and understanding, first of all, Fabian Vogelsteller and Marjorie Hernandez de Vogelsteller, understanding these two and the connections that they have and how they're utilizing it, especially in the fashion industry, my goodness, to me is a no-brainer. No-brainer. Under $1. Luxo is a no-brainer. Can't say that for you. I'm talking for myself. What do I expect from Luxo? What do I expect in my returns? The same thing I expected for VeChain at 0.002. The same thing I expected for Reserve Protocol at 0.002. Seeing Luxo at under $1, to me, it's the biggest no-brainer. And that's what I expect when it comes to special returns on my Luxo investment. Because, and this is shooting low because I love to shoot low. Why? Because it gives me leverage. It allows me to see, well, if it gets to $5, $6, how much will I be making on my returns? Now, to me, that's shooting low. But since I've been accumulating at these prices, especially when the Qcoin hack happened at 50 cents, okay? But anything under $1 for me is just spectacular. Love it. Enjoy it. Get very excited as I can accumulate more. But the price of seeing Luxo at $5 or $6 to me is very, very reasonable. And listen, I'm shooting very low. But that will be very special returns on my investment. Can Luxo go to $20? Yes. Yes. Do I need it to get to $20? No. Will I hold all the way to $20? I don't know. But again, I have that leverage and not waiting for the mainstream YouTubers to get a hold of this beast, which is Luxo. But to be able to share it with you guys. And you got to understand one thing here. This is almost like an underground, and I don't consider myself a YouTuber, but this is almost like an underground YouTube channel. And I do know there's YouTubers who do listen to my channel. That's obvious. I have no problem with that. But see, there's a thin line of cockiness and confidence, okay? I have a lot of confidence in these things because of who I engage with in the crypto space. I don't go looking to other YouTubers to get my information. I go straight to the source and I engage with the sources. I get my feedback, not things that would tell me, oh, look, this is coming. No, I just do my digging. I listen to what I need to listen to. I connect the dots and then I say, okay, this is really simple. This is going to bring me back special returns on my investment. I have had the great pleasure to have to be able to engage with Fabian back and forth on certain things, and to be a part of the Telegram and to see things. And one of the things that they have just recently mentioned, and I'll close it here so that you can connect the dots, and like I have already connected dots, and see the trajectory of where this is going. One of the recent things they've been sharing, by the way, in their Telegram is this. Did you know that there are 3 BOF members in Luxo advisory team. Let me repeat that again. This is coming from Luxo. Did you know that there are 3 BOF members in Luxo advisory team? BOF 500 is the index of the people shaping the 2.4 trillion fashion industry, selected by the editors of the Business of Fashion based on nominations received from current BOF 500 members and data analysis. These are the 3: David Fisher, Tom Florio, and Renee Celestin. Go do your research on David Fisher, Tom Florio, and Renee Celestin. Research the BOF 500. Research and understand the 2.4 trillion. And understand that these are part of the Luxo advisory team. Remember what I've told you guys. Remember this. You're going to know what digital is, physical digital. You're going to know what universal profiles are, and you're going to know cultural currencies. Remember Instagram, remember Burberry, remember Chanel, remember Nike. Listen, you like no-brainers? You like when I talked about Reserve Protocol, PayPal, Coinbase? You like no-brainers? You like when I talked about VChain at 0.002 with DMVGL, PWC, and the partnerships? And it's just a matter of time understanding China and understanding what's going on here and understanding the Walmart, understanding that, and you can see that something is severely undervalued. Then you're wise enough to understand why I'm so excited about Luxo at under $1. All right, guys. Don't want to make this way too long. I think I've made my point pretty clear here. Luxo, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. I hope you understand. Not financial advice, but I hope you understand. Stay blessed, be blessed, and you already know. Let's go!
Astro, no. Astro, no. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. She said that